All right, these are mine and my friend's predictions on the Hamzat Chimaev versus Sean Strickland card. Starting off with the Bobby Green versus Jeremy Stevens fight. The real hardest hitting 145 pounder versus Bobby Green. This is the battle of the unks. And personally, I'm leaning towards Bobby more. But, I mean, you can look at these guys' records and kind of see it's not. It's kind of a coin toss to an extent. I think Bobby's better almost everywhere. Striking, grappling, kicks, punches. I think he's cleaner overall. But Jeremy Stevens does hit really hard. He's got lots of power and he's tough and he's got a good chin. So I feel like it could either end with a Jeremy Stevens knockout because the one thing Bobby Green does not have is a good chin. He gets knocked out quite a bit. And he gets knocked out by guys who are worse than him, who are slower than him. In the striking, it doesn't matter. Eventually, they catch him and they put him to sleep. So I could see that happening, but I think realistically, Bobby's kind of just going to float around, pick him apart, kick his legs, land some jabs, land some straights, just roll with the punches, not really get hit. And I think we'll see a Bobby Green decision. Yeah, those are my predictions
I don't
for
know
that
much
fight.
about either fighters. I don't know much about either, but I'm gonna have to go with you and take the same pick as you.
Bobby Green?
Yep.
All right.
And
Next fight, Sean Brady versus Joaquin Buckley. This is a really good fight in welterweight. Welterweight's on fire. All these guys are potential number one contenders. It's a really good division right now. But I'm gonna have to go with Buckley in this fight, I think. Both of these guys are coming off of losses, and losses that I think for one is more devastating than the other. Joaquin Buckley in his last fight fought Kamaru Usman and lost a decision, which was not really close at all. Joaquin Buckley kind of got dominated in the grappling. He didn't take a whole lot of damage, which is you can't say the same about Sean Brady. He got TKO'd in the first round by Michael Moraes, and in that fight, we kind of just seen him get shut down everywhere. Sean Brady's a grappler. He'd shoot in. He wasn't even really getting close to a takedown, and he couldn't really land anything on the feet. Moraes is a huge welterweight with crazy power, so it's different, but these guys are the same size, and Joaquin Buckley has that crazy, I believe it's like a 77, 78-inch reach. So I think Joaquin Buckley, I really like Joaquin Buckley's mentality. I think he's one of those fighters who, after they have a loss like the Usman fight, I think he's going to learn a lot from it. And I think he's going to show his improved grappling game. I know said he didn't bring in like a submission specialist, but I don't think that'll really matter. I think if you can train with Usman, I think you don't really need to worry about that because you'll be able to just stop the takedowns. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Buckley. I think the striking difference is bigger than the grappling difference. I think the striking difference will be huge. Buckley will be able to land his kicks, his punches, and he's powerful. He's got serious power in both hands. He was fighting at middleweight for a while, and I mean, I think that experience from middleweight transfers obviously, and he's not he's not going to be fighting a guy who's that much bigger than him. He's going to be fighting a guy who's the same size as him. So yeah, I'm gonna go Buckley. Second round TKO. I think that's what I'm gonna go with.
yeah, I'm gonna have to say the same thing as well. From past clips I've seen of Buckley, I don't know, he's got those crazy kicks. I haven't seen much of Sean Brady at all at the past. Like I said, I'm not much of like a active UFC watcher, but from past things I've seen, Buckley's a G. That's all I know. So I'm gonna have to take Buckley as well.
Yeah, I mean, in Sean Brady's fight with Leon Edwards, we saw him kind of just fold Leon up and submit him. But I don't think you can really take that fight and use it as an example of why he'd win because Edwards he's on his retirement arc. He's kind of just, and he also Buckley doesn't really have that quit in him that Edward has. Edward kind of folds after a little bit. So I don't think you can really compare those two fights. So yeah, I'm going to go with Buckley. He's going to go with Buckley. I think Buckley's winning that. Now,
Sure.
Volkov versus Acosta. Now this, I'm not really confident in either one of these fighters winning, but I'm leaning more towards Volkov. I'm going to pick Volkov. He's got that size. He's a huge person in general. I mean, it's heavyweight, so it's kind of as big as it gets. So he's just a huge heavyweight, and his game has really improved. I mean, in the last fight with Gon, you could kind of see it. He went toe to toe with Gon. He mixed in the grappling. I think he has a better arsenal than Acosta. Acosta's on. He does have that momentum though, but I don't feel like this is a fight that he'll be able to get a quick TKO in. He's not fighting Derek Lewis again, who kind of just fell over and let himself get TKO'd. I think Volkov will be able to pick him apart at range with teeps, kicks, body kicks, calf kicks, and I feel like Volkov's weakest part of his game is kind of his power at heavyweight. He's not the most powerful guy, but I feel like he can maybe squeak out a decision. I'm not huge. I don't think he's going to get a TKO or anything like that. I think it might be a decision, which is kind of a crazy prediction for heavyweight, but yeah.
Your prediction?
That's my prediction is Volkov by decision, yeah.
Well, just as I said for the first fight, I don't really know much about either fighters. So I'm just going to take a random gambler's pick, and I'm going to play devil's advocate and go with the opposite and go with Waldo.
All right. Going up to the co-main event, Joshua Van versus Tatsuro Taira. Now, this is a fight which is kind of similar, but I'm more confident in this pick. I'm going to go Joshua Van because I feel like his win against Pantoja kind of is swaying people from picking him. I feel like people are kind of judging him off of his win against Pantoja, where he celebrated, and people kind of hate him for that right now. But I feel like obviously that plays no part in this. I feel like people are underrating him because they want to see him lose based off of that. I think he's for sure got the better stand-up. I mean, you saw that in the Brennan Royval fight. His stand-up's really good. His boxing's really good. I think his grappling's hugely underrated. I think he'll be able to, if he does get taken down, I feel like he'll still be able to get up. Tatsuro Taira did show how dominant he is in the grappling in his last fight, but I just don't feel like that matters. I feel like Van can just get this done. I feel like he can stuff the takedowns, or like I said, I think he can get up and then kind of just pick him apart on the feet. I think he'll land his devastating boxing combinations, and I don't think Tatsuro Taira will win this. I like both fighters, but I just feel like Van's the better fighter overall. I'm gonna go Van by decision, I think.
Is he on a winning streak or?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say the same thing as you. Go with same pick as well. Then I don't know much about either fighters again, like I said, but I've seen his striking. I know he can defend those takedowns, and if he can defend those takedowns, and that's game there. Another win to the streak.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
I'm gonna have to go with Joshua Van.
he had that fight of the year with Brennan Royval, so
Yeah.
I think he's just a better fighter. Now the main event, Hamza Chimaev versus Sean Strickland.
This is the juicy one.
I feel like, I mean, going into this fight, the lead up, all the trash talk, the press conference, I kind of liked Chimaev's approach more, where he was, more laid back, just talking about, let him say what he wants. He's now kind of engaged in the trash talk and everything, and he seems very angry. So I don't think it'll really change anything. I don't think making Chimaev more angry is gonna, cause him to. I don't know what the benefit of that is. Like, he's gonna try and get you down, take you down harder. He's gonna squeeze you hard. Like, I don't know, because he's super dominant right now. No one's been able to really solve this guy other than Gilbert Burns, and that was how long ago? So I don't think Sean Strickland has much of a chance in this fight, to be honest. I know people like to compare this fight to the Adesanya fight where he had that huge upset, but Sean Strickland's a striker. He's really good at striking. So it was it. I don't want to say it made sense because he was a huge underdog. I didn't think he was going to win that fight, but looking back at it now, it makes more sense. We know how good he is in the striking, but this isn't a striking match. This is gonna be just try and survive. That's pretty much how it goes in every Hamza Chimaev fight, is survive as long as you can, because he's gonna be grappling you, he's gonna be ragdolling you, he's gonna be going for a submission the whole time. I know he wasn't in the DDP fight, but still, like, DDP couldn't do anything. He was getting mauled throughout the whole fight. He couldn't get up. Even when he did get up, he just got taken down again. I think, if anything, Chimaev's more motivated to get a finish this fight, which I'm not liking Strickland's odds at all. He doesn't have crazy power. Like with DDP, you have to worry about the power. You have to worry about how awkward he is. You don't know what he doesn't know what he's going to throw. So how do you know what he's going to throw? And Strickland just doesn't have that. He doesn't have that power. His teeps, I feel like his teeps just lead to him getting taken down. That's one of his best weapons. The knees, same story. I feel like a knee's just going to get him taken down. And Chimaev's just kind of, I just don't feel like he's going to be scared of his jab. Strickland rarely throws his two anymore. I mean, in the Hernandez fight, we saw that, but in the DDP rematch, the guy just wouldn't throw his two, which I feel like that's kind of the only thing that can deter Chimaev from shooting is a two or a knee. But I think Chimaev, second round submission. I feel like in the first round, Strickland will be able to defend the takedowns. He'll be able to, I guess, not defend the takedowns. I think he might get taken down, but I feel like he can defend the submissions and maybe get up. I'm not fully confident, but I feel like after the first round, he's just going to get subbed. I feel like it's inevitable. I'm going Chimaev round 2 sub.
I mean, you pretty much just said it all, but I'm gonna add a couple more things as well. But from my prediction, I believe it's gonna start off like any other fight, Chimaev fight. He's gonna start off aggressive. First thing he's gonna do is probably shoot for a takedown, or he might, most likely wouldn't happen. And Sean Strickland's more of a stiff fighter, and he keeps that more. I don't want to say Muay Thai fighter stance, but that little stiff stance. That's really prone to takedowns, especially with Chimaev. It's gonna be easy takedowns for sure. And we saw in the Duplessis fight, Chimaev pretty much just out wrestled him in that fight, and Sean lost to him. I'm pretty sure his last fight, if I'm correct.
Yeah, he lost twice to DDP.
And that as well. I had to say things to defend for Sean. I'd say use the cage to his advantage, because those takedowns are going to be everything. If you can get to the cage and use the cage as support for his back against those like double leg takedowns and stuff, it'd probably help a lot. Use his knees a lot, because I know he has those long legs, long knees. That'll do some damage, especially if he's coming for you for those takedowns. You can try and stuff him. That's pretty, I don't know.
Yeah,
It's going to just be like a one-side fight. Chimaev just going to be ragdolling the whole fight.
Strickland did lose to DDP twice, which is a good thing to mention. DDP took him down, I believe, 5 or 7 times too. So
I have to go for a round 1 though, a round 1 submission.
Okay.
Chimaev.
Yeah,
he might play with him for a little bit on the ground. Might be a round 2. Might play with him like round 3. I doubt it'll go any other than round 3.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think another thing we saw in the DDP fight was everyone said Chimaev can't go 5 rounds. That's his biggest weakness, is the cardio, and that's one of Sean Strickland's best feats, is that he can go 5 rounds.
We saw that with Gilbert Burns though. Chimaev went 5 rounds with him, and Gilbert Burns is an OG. He's a really good striker, I have to say.
And in the DDP fight too, he dominated him. And that's middleweight. That's DDP's one of the bigger middleweights too. So
yeah,
we know he can go 5 rounds. I don't feel like that'll play a huge part. So I feel like if anything, it's just Chimaev feels unstoppable right now. And
it's just gonna be it's gonna be a ragdoll, one-sided fight. That's all it's gonna be.
Yeah, no, I believe that too. These are our picks for the Chimaev Strickland card, and yeah, subscribe.